Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome again to another episode of the Ielts test preparation. That's me, Miss Emina Bouchakor, and today I'm receiving a very special guest. She's a friend and a colleague as well. Let's welcome Miss Yusra Belhaj. Hi Yusra.
Hello Miss Emina, and very warm welcome to all of our followers, and thanks a lot for having me.
In the last episode we talked about listening as a skill, and when we say listening, automatically we say speaking, since speaking is tightly related to listening. So speaking is considered as the fruit that you gain out of the efforts you have put, let's say, in the speaking or within the speaking skill. So speaking is like the manifestation of the language you have got, or the background you have got of that language. So listening is considered as a receptive skill, so you receive the knowledge through listening.
Definitely.
Yeah, and through speaking is considered as a productive skill, so you're going to produce the language you have already learned or acquired. So what do you think of the speaking skill?
All English learners are really interested in improving this very interesting skill, and definitely it's the mean that you can use to communicate with others. If you are a very good writer, if you are a very good reader, and you don't have very good speaking skills, you can't communicate with people. I mean, the direct communication.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why it's considered as a very interesting skill, and people are asking all the time to improve it.
Yeah, exactly. And the most recurrent problem that non-native English speakers face is that how can I speak fluently? How can I be fluent when speaking any foreign language?
What is the solution to improve speaking? How can I be fluent?
Yeah, that's it. So what do you think? How can we solve this problem?
For me, the English skills are related, okay? As you know, we have four English skills: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And for me, listening or speaking is directly and tightly related to listening. Let's take the example of our mother language, of our mother tongue. We used to listen only to our mother, to our family, and the result was that we speak the same language of our parents.
Yeah, true.
So if you are an active listener, if you listen a lot, the result will be that you will speak very good as the native speakers that you were listened to. Okay, so for me, the main solution is to listen a lot, to improve your listening skills.
And when we talk about fluent speaking or speaking fluently, we definitely ask for some tips, some pieces of advice, okay?
Yes.
So can you please, Miss Yusra, give us a key secret, let's say, to improve the speaking skills?
For me, there is no specific secrets for a very good speaking skills, but as an English teacher and when I was an English learner, I used to listen a lot to native speakers through audiovisuals or audios, for example, YouTube channels, for example, podcasts. And through these tools, you'll be exposed to listen to very native speakers with a variety of accents, for example, British, American accent, Canadian accent, Irish accent. So that will affect directly your speaking skills and especially your pronunciation.
And I think in addition to being exposed to enough English content, let's say, I think another important tip that you need to seize each and every opportunity to speak publicly. I mean, join clubs, join table discussions, join organizations, apply for public speaking competitions, face audience, okay? Take the experience of being a chairwoman, a chairman. So I think you need to face your fear and to speak publicly. You need to commit some mistakes, you need to commit some errors, and then you will be automatically natural, good English speak. And now, after covering the speaking skill in general, now we need to get back to the Ielts test. So can you please, Miss Yusra, relate speaking skill to the Ielts test? So what can you tell us about the speaking skill within the Ielts?
So the IELTS speaking test is one of the most important tests in the IELTS generally. It is mainly divided into 3 parts. The first part lasts between 4 to 5 minutes, where you'll be asked to introduce yourself, to give some personal information, and also you'll be tackling or we'll be talking about very basic topics such as work, hobbies. One of the most common topics that are asked in the IELTS speaking test is describing hometown, describing your studies, talking about studies and all that. So you'll be speaking about this for 3 to 4 minutes.
I think that's very basic.
Very basic, and you'll be able to answer the questions because the questions are about you. So it's not really complicated.
So you always feel involved. That's regarding the first part. How about the second part?
So the second part is called monologue or long term. Why is that? Because you'll be speaking without being interrupted by the examiner. You'll be speaking about from 1 to 2 minutes about any topic. Okay, so here the main topics that will be asked about in this part are, for example, tell us about your favorite actor, tell us about your favorite teacher, about your favorite influencer, describe for us your favorite place. So you will have a card in which will be written a couple of questions from 4 to 5 questions, describing something or a person.
And the third and the last part?
So the third part is called interview, in which you will be asked some questions, other questions that are mainly related to the second part. For example, if in the second part you've talked about your favorite teacher, the third part will be about education, maybe, educational system in the world. If you have talked about your favorite influencer, the third part will be about TV influence, social media influencers. So mainly the third part has a relation with the second part. But more going deeper in the question, expand your answers and given more details, more examples, more reasons. Why do you like that person? Why do you like that influencer? So here in this part, you're asked to give more details about the question.
And now a direct question. So on what criteria is the IELTS speaking test based on?
So probably the IELTS examiners will mark this part of the exam, which is IELTS speaking test, like this. So they will take in consideration 4 things, which are fluency, pronunciation. They will see if you are fluent, if you speak fluently, clearly, if the examiner is able to understand you at the end. The other 2 things are vocabulary and grammar. So in terms of vocabulary, we can say if you are using a very high vocabulary level or very low level.
Vocabulary classes.
Yes, and for grammar, if you are using the same tense, if you're using the tense correctly or incorrectly. So probably they will take these 4 things in consideration to mark you and to give you the score.
And at the end, any tips to give for those who are willing to undertake the IELTS test?
Yeah, so try to avoid yes or no answers. Try to expand while you're answering. Try to give examples, reasons.
To develop the idea.
To develop the answer, exactly. It's time to show off what you have as vocabulary, as language, as knowledge. Try to show some enthusiasm, some interest to the examiner, that you're speaking with love, you're interested in what you're doing. But be careful, don't get off the topic, or try just to stay in the main topic, but showing some enthusiasm, expanding in the answers and giving some examples and reasons.
That's nice. That's really nice. And now it's time to tell you thank you so much for your presence in today's episode. I was really thrilled to have you today.
That was my pleasure, Miss Emina. Thanks a lot for having me, and thank you for watching this video. And if you are willing to undertake your IELTS exam, don't hesitate to join Boreal Aurora Academy to get very well prepared for your IELTS exam and to score better.
For me, I would like to tell you thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you got benefited from today's episode. See you in the next episode, and goodbye.
Goodbye.